All right, y'all. Welcome back, man. It's your boy D Friend.
What's good? It's your boy B Neil.
Back in the building for Absolutely Unsure Podcast. Another episode. A lot of great conversation to be had. A lot of things to talk about. So if you're watching the replay or if you're watching the live, salute to you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe already. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes for the audio versions of the show. And I promise this time
Yes,
for real, I'm going to start uploading
sir.
audio versions. I'm going to upload that bitch as soon as we get done tonight. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to upload it as soon as we get done. That's what we're going to do. So anyways, stay up there, motherfucker. I ain't trying to see nigga crack my crack tooth, nigga. Put the thing up here.
That
Shit.
boy cracked his tooth. How you
That shit,
crack
bro,
your
bro.
tooth, man?
I don't know if I'd be like gritting my mouth while I'm sleeping, like gritting my teeth together. But the first dentist that ever fixed that tooth when I threw the bat in there and broke it, that shit lasted for 13 years. This new guy, the shit that barely lasts 6 months. I need to go back to the original doctor because every day, like every 6 months, like fucking clockwork. I wake up, what the fuck? Broken. I said, okay, I can't keep doing this.
That's
But,
crazy.
you know, like I said, that was going through football and all type of shit I was doing when the shit wasn't breaking. You know, you got a mouthpiece, but still get hit, you grit your teeth. You know, who knows?
That shit
But
hurt when you eating or drinking or something.
no, it don't hurt. No,
Mm.
no. It's not like to where it's not broken down to where you can see the whatchamacallit, the nerve. It ain't like down that side. But anyways, what's that? Niggas that never took the Matrix seriously till Tate said it. That's just a title, man. We just gotta let the titles roll. That's how we gotta
Man,
do it.
niggas been talking about this shit way before.
Like I said,
Andrew
before
Tate.
Andrew Tate. But anyway, regardless, we got a lot of things getting today. So which topic do you want to buzz out first? We got the Cenat topic, we got the Andrew Tate topic. They kind of all kind of center around the same type of conversational tone. So I'm gonna let you guide the ship where you want to kind of take us off to today.
Honestly, man, we can get into the Andrew Tate because I feel like it's what's really there though. I mean, like, have you got any information new besides like it's an investigation? Like,
It's like I see like the people who fuck with Tate, like obviously like Fresh and Fit and Sneeko and all the people that fuck with him, they got they side, they got the information. They're pretty much saying there's nothing there. But then obviously on the media side of it, they claiming that there's a lot of things there. So I'm gonna just read this article. I had to print this article because I just want to give some
a
type of,
lot of things
you know.
like what?
So it says a court in Romania's capital, Bucharest, has upheld the 30-day arrest of divisive social media personality and self-described misogynist Andrew Tate on charges of organized crime. Is this bitch flickering to y'all too? Or is it just me?
My shit look good.
Okay. Anyways, charge of organized crime, human trafficking, and rape. An official said late Tuesday. Ramona Bola, a spokesperson for the Romanian agency DICOT, which combats organized crime, said the court rejected an appeal by Tate asking a judge to lessen his 24 hours, 30 days that he's been detained. So Tate is a 36-year-old. Where's this shit at? Here we go. So it was him, his brother, and two women that were taken into custody. The Bucharest Court of Appeals late Tuesday rejected all four appeals against the judge's December 30th decision to grant prosecutors' request to extend the arrest period. A document explaining the judge's earlier decision said that the possibility of them evading investigations cannot be ignored. So pretty much they're keeping them niggas in there because they're scared they're gonna get away. So where's the actual charge? Like,
I thought that was saying something different. I
where
thought
they
that was saying they couldn't extend their time. I thought they said they wasn't going to extend their time.
No. The late Tuesday rejected all four appeals against the judge's December 3rd decision to grant prosecutors' request to extend the arrest period. The document explained the judge's earlier decision said that the possibility of them evading investigations cannot be ignored, and they could leave Romania and settle in countries that do not allow extradition. I don't know. So, anyways, let's get to where. Okay, so here we go. He is arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking. DICOT said it had identified 6 victims in the trafficking case who were subject to acts of physical violence and mental coercion and were sexually exploited by the members of the alleged crime group. The agency said victims were lured by pretenses of love and later intimidated, kept under surveillance, and subject to other control tactics while being coerced into performing pornographic acts that were intended to make money for their alleged persecutors. Prosecutors investigating the case had seized 15 cars, at least 7 of which were owned by the Tate brothers, and more than 10 properties or land owned by companies registered to them, DICOT spokesperson Bolas said. So, yeah, it's just
That's gonna be a tough one for them boys. I ain't gonna lie to you, because if the girls work for them, it's basically they word versus them. And I mean, I don't know how can you really prove the abuse and the rape stuff if it wasn't like any, you know, rape kits going around when the stuff initially happened. I wonder how that happened.
yeah.
Like, did they initially report, or is this something that happened later on? And it just, I mean, I don't know if it's true or anything. It is fishy though that all 6 of them turned? It's like, did somebody get to talk to y'all, or was it really going on? It's like,
Yeah.
especially if they work for them, that's a tough conversation to have. But and I don't think it's gonna be like American government where it's gonna be people taking it easy on them and stuff like that. Or I don't even say take it easy on them, but maybe look out for them or something like that. But I don't know. This shit's madness. This shit's crazy, bro. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, because I can't defend. I can't obviously can't defend like a person that's alleging that that you actually like rape them. You can't really say nothing about that. But the whole thing of like the lover boy method and telling your girl you love them, getting them to fly out to you, and then telling them to get on camera. I guess like I said, if it's like, oh, she's got like Stockholm syndrome, she loves him and she does it. A lot of people don't really feel sorry for that. But if it is, oh, I made you fall in love with me, I brought you out here under false pretenses, and then I got armed guards outside the door. They said that girls got tattoos that owned by Tate, like all this wild shit they got going on. But like I said, it's so many different people speaking about this shit. I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know who the fuck got an agenda. I don't know what's going on. And then the thing is too, at least with American shit, you can kind of get like American news. I don't know what the fuck they talking about in Romania. I don't know what the people are saying. They're translating it, but like, can I trust that shit? I don't know what's going on. But it seems like a lot of people don't believe it. One, because they love Tate, and Andrew Tate, he's smart. Let's say he is let's paint the picture. He's this criminal mastermind, right? He is this guy who they say he is. He's smart just because if he gets sent to prison, right? That doesn't got nothing to do with social media. But if he's able to persuade his audience that he isn't this bad guy, and he's built it up, and he's been on podcasts the past month and a half and a month saying that, hey, they're coming for me. First they cancel you, then they get Trump up charges, and then they arrest you, and then it kind of falls in line. His audience, who's just in love with him, they're not going to believe anything. It doesn't matter what Romanian police really pull out. They're not going to believe anything. They're like, no, this is set up from the jump. The Matrix is attacking. They're after Tate. They're doing this. They won't believe shit anyways. But like I said, similar to Tory Lanez thing, at the end of the day,
it's
social media. No, I'm saying
it's different than Tory Lanez.
I'll let you finish my point. My point is not saying they're the same thing. My point is, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what social media thinks. It matters what the court thinks. That's my point in saying like Tory Lanez.
I get what you're saying.
Oh, this matters, but hey, it doesn't matter what the motherfucking jurors say and that motherfucking judge say. So for Andrew Tate, it ain't looking good from what people are saying.
And it's gonna be hard to stay keeping track with it from everything you said. Like, bro, it's whole other media, whole other news, whole other country. Like, good luck to them boys. I like watching them. I thought they were entertaining, but I'm interested to find out, like, was it the Andrew Tate's involved with the rape of all these women? Was it one woman? Like, is it just like a bunch of different charges, or all these women kind of same in the same
I was watching
thing?
I was watching a Vice like clip they're putting out because they have this special report coming out by Andrew Tate. It was a woman who was discussing what happened. She said they brought him into the apartment. They had him doing cam work. He was paying them more than she was getting paid at her regular 9-to-5 job. And something about one girl had a boyfriend and she wasn't trying to do stuff with Tate. So she said she came in and he was raping her. And that was one person. And she said that he would always get them really drunk and have sex with them. And like that kind of, line of accusations is pretty much what I saw.
What was the years and the time points of when this happened? Because,
I don't know when, because I don't know Andrew Tate's ascension to the level that he's at right now, because the way she described it is they was in an apartment at the time. They weren't in this mansion and all this shit. It was like apartment, then a bigger apartment, and then they moved into the mansion. So whatever time frame they went from apartment to the mansion, that's the time frame this young lady was a part of their conglomerate, their OnlyFans or their cam streaming, business. That's when that all took place. Now everybody online saying that, like Flying Low saying ARAB or Tate, who did it better, I guess, like self-snitched on themselves. I was like, ego's a motherfucker. At the end of the day, ego is a motherfucker. It'll get you. You get to talking too damn much, thinking you good. You telling people you moved to Romania because of X, Y, and Z. The Romanian government also don't want to look like a, shitty place. They don't want to look like a corrupt place. You telling people that this place is corrupt, they'll take money. They might not like that either. It's, oh, you think we corrupt? Oh, you think we want to take your ass down? All right, bet. We about to take your ass down. We ain't fucking around with you.
Yeah, I think it was cool when he was talking about going past the speed limit in his Bugatti. I think that was okay when he was talking about corruption. I thought that was what he was referring to. Now, I know, like you said, like the whole, he had this month and some change to kind of be like, let me change the narrative and stuff like that. But I cold-heartedly feel like he wasn't referring to that. If he was, he's an idiot. Like if he was referring to like I'm doing serious crimes and Romania is the place to get away from it or get away with stuff at,
Well, the
that's
clip that
crazy.
I saw, something like the woke shit, how like anybody can accuse you, and then pretty much like we know in America, you can get accused, get sent to prison, or go to trial, and your career is over, or whatever. He's in Romania, that don't really happen too much. From a clip that I saw of when he was speaking about it, and they kind of
What you
detailed all
mean?
that. Like, what do you mean? Like, look what happened. Me too. You did this to me. You get accused. Some people get sent in prison. He said that don't happen in Romania because they don't do his words like quote unquote woke bullshit, something like that.
So they saying they have cold hard evidence then.
For him,
Yeah, like if it ain't a he say she say thing, that's what they refer. That's that's what they feel like you're saying right now.
well, no, he said that's why he moved to Romania.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if that don't mean that they don't do bullshit as well, or they can't be subject to bullshit as well. He just saying that's the reason he moved there, which I think he probably
Oh
didn't
well,
know
yeah,
fully what could be
that
done.
don't look true now.
Yeah, they're like, hey, if you didn't do it, motherfucker, they got your ass. Regardless
I
if it's the
thought you were
U.S.
saying
government
somebody else
and the
said that.
British government coming together to get you, I don't know what's going on. But like I said, you got a guy like Tate who has, I would say, muddied the waters of like, oh, the Matrix is attacking me and this and that, and his fan base is so Matrix, 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 yes, yes, yes. They're gonna ride with him to the end. It don't really matter what happens.
So, what are the chances this nigga's like another just liver king, like
This
basically a
is a
lie?
fraud ass nigga.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
that.
it's a chance. Like I don't know why people believe that it couldn't be true at all.
Because that's essentially, I mean, I want to be like, damn, this nigga Asian or something. Because, like, how do you rise to this level of fame if you were like in this type of world doing this type of shit? It's like, you don't seem like we people believe Andrew Tate because it come off as real, bro. But how can you also be this fake person? It's like, only way to make it seem like that can make sense is like they built this brand on a sense of like, just like Liver King, it's like people will love it in this era. And I mean, maybe that's some like
I mean,
sinister
he kind of
shit.
you got to think
Like,
he kind of ascended at the perfect time because, like I said, they said he been on YouTube for a while. Like he been doing what he do for a while. This ain't some new shit that he just started and it's like whatever. He was at it for a while, and me and you literally had that conversation. And we could say these guys are pretty much two different people, but essentially to certain people they are the same. As soon as Kev died, they said, hey, somebody got to fill that role of like the godfather of this shit. And like I said, I ain't flying low. I ain't trying to get a fucking argument with you about who's the red. I don't know, motherfucker. I'm just telling you what mainstream motherfucker look at it like. And he went right into that position of this the new guy. It was Kev Samuels. He died. Andrew Tate was around waiting for his chance. And then boom, and he did it obviously way bigger than Kevin Samuels did. I would think he did it way bigger than Kevin Samuels. He's way more, spoken about, moved around than Kevin Samuels, but he kind
so
of blew up
this
in that
is
space.
I haven't been able to really give like any like logical points to defend them because it's just like you don't know much. But I was like, if Andrew Tate is just a super successful dude, right? Millionaire, multi-millionaire. Of course, he has some casino shit, but essentially, if they was in an apartment, like I'm gonna believe that they wasn't as rich.
Mm-hmm.
If he got all this wealthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is the only cap that I could give them. You don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars off OnlyFans girls if you fucking them and treating them like shit.
What you
Like you're
mean?
not gonna become. I just don't see it like it be like how we just talk about like business or being productive with working with people. You can't just treat people like shit and think that shit gonna make millions. Like like we ain't even talking about a nigga that made 10 million. Like this nigga is supposed to be uber
Yeah, they
successful.
said it's worth like 300 million.
And I know and this is like I said, this is some cap because I don't know when
Let me turn this off.
that the Hustler University shit come into play. I don't know when obviously the OnlyFans stuff come into play. I don't know when the casino stuff come into play. I don't know how much money he made kickboxing. I'm just saying a person to be that successful through those different ventures. I'm just saying I would think like if that was a part of his business model, he wouldn't have been that dumb. But that's like I said, I don't have much that I could count for him. Like that was my only thing. It's like this man, we're not talking about somebody that's kind of successful. And like you ain't just make like you gotta be real. Like it wasn't just no 6 women he had making millions of dollars. Like he had to have like hundreds of women. So I feel like unless we don't, I don't know the numbers. I don't know how much he made in a year. I don't know how much his shit was pocketing. So, but I know it wasn't just 6 women, and I know if that's the case, it'd have been kind of crazy for him to been treating women like that around a bunch of other people that work in that same type of environment because it'll get toxic. Like niggas complain about working at Chili's or at a restaurant because it's like bad management. Like we talking about sex work, like of course.
Well, I mean,
like,
but they're talking. I think they're talking about forcible sex work. They're talking about like armed guards outside the thing. They're talking about like all type of shit. You brand them. You put owned by Tate on their bodies. You manipulate them to a certain level, and you know, like if that's all true, then he got to be one of the like most notorious money sex trafficking motherfuckers in the world.
But so that's why I'm so confused about the timeline, and it's gonna be the same thing like I said kind of before. It's like, how does he have all these bodyguards and stuff if this is back when they was in apartments and stuff like that? I don't know. I just don't know.
I think right now it's only 6 people that came out, and then eventually they leveled up. Like they went from a couple, then they went up to like Flying Low says, no, he bragged he had up to 75 at 4 different locations.
That's what I'm saying. So if you got all these women, if you treating women bad, that's gonna get around and that's gonna affect the bottom line. Like especially you raping them, treating them against their will. And that's what I'm saying. Like 75 women at 4 different locations. How are you keeping all these women held hostage? How are you keeping all these women held against you? And nobody has known about this shit. And you was able to make millions.
They're probably not all held hostage. There could be like some that are like, well, shit, fuck it. How much you paying? I'll do it. Then there's gonna be some people that are like, you know, hey, I don't like this no more. So it all varies between.
If someone's making millions, you got 75 girls at different locations, you're not worried about a few girls leaving here and there because you constantly getting women that want to make money. You got a system that's working. That's what I'm just saying. Like to keep women hostage and against their will and all that, make it seem like you were desperate and like these are the only women you had, and if they gone, you broke. Like he supposedly got this booming empire. Like why is he having to keep them against their hostage? Like the rape shit, I can't speak to that. That could just be he nasty. I'm talking about the like more so keeping them against their will.
I think maybe the 6 people speaking out is the early times, and then when they got to 75, maybe past the early days they was cool with it, but the early girls probably wasn't cool with it because I feel like a lot of these accusations are from the early times, right? So it's like once it got to a certain level, it's like, well, fuck it, I'm with the shit. So what Trill say? He said,
maybe.
What you think Jeff Bezos and Elon does? We just seen Thug get a Rico. I mean, I don't know what you mean by Jeff Bezos and Elon. They got like legitimate like Amazon and Tesla.
And I about to say, and even Young Thug, he got that money from rapping. It wasn't like he built that empire straight off just being corrupt,
selling dope and like putting out hits. And
that's the thing. Like I know, like Young Dope, I sold $1 million off weed. We talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Like this nigga ain't no just one off double-digit millionaire. This nigga got a couple of them.
Yeah, like if you can live the lifestyle that he was living, you gotta have a lot of money, not just
traveling the world, private jets, like that shit. Crazy.
Bugattis, like Bugattis themselves, like $3 million cars. So it's like you gotta have a certain level of money to do that. Because like think about it like this: your favorite rappers, a lot of our favorite rappers probably can't get a Bugatti. Some of them can. Obviously, Drake's probably can. Probably Kendrick's, man. You know, J. Cole, Eminem's, like those people can. But a lot of the ones we like, they can't get that. So like I said, his net worth according to that was $300 million. I just got to sit here and watch and see what's going to happen.
It was less. I mean, he said it was more than that.
I just got to sit here and see what happens because, like I said, it's a lot of information being thrown around. Who do we trust? Like, who do we trust? Do we trust Fresh and Fit and Sneeko and people who fuck with Tate? Do we trust CNN, LA Times, New York Times, Vice? Like, who do we trust? I don't know.
I'm gonna trust Andrew Tate until it's proven otherwise. I'll take my same approach. I mean, it's innocent till proven guilty, and as far as I know, I mean, I don't know how Romania operate, but
I don't know if they're innocent till proven guilty. They said they detain you. They detain you. Then they start building the case. Ain't like they got the case. No, we're gonna detain you. Then we're gonna build the case, and then we're gonna see what we can get. But also, the thing that hurts the Romanian government, and this is, we already seen y'all raid them before, and this before they was uber famous. They was like probably on their way to being famous, and it came out once they got super famous. Like, hey, they've been sex trafficking. But that one came out to what we seen seemingly to be nothing. So it's like now y'all taking a second attempt. Now it's like, okay, what's going on? Y'all trying again. So people look at it as it's up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's about the message he literally telling on himself. What else is needed? Mm-hmm.
I mean, he ain't never say he abused women and beat them up, but he just said he had an OnlyFans like hub. That's all.
Well, he said he used to get him to love him, fly him out, and then make him do the
He
sex.
did say
The
that.
sex
He
stuff.
did say that. I did
So
hear
I
him say
guess
that.
if that's in the sex trafficking book of like evidence, if that is like a thing, like that's a subtext of hey, these are the 10 ways sex trafficking. The lover boy method is number 5. Then I guess hey, but I don't know nothing about the sex trafficking handbook, so I don't know where the lover boy method falls on that scale.
I just know for a person to be that rich, if you were online bragging when you got a history like that, you know them people gonna come out. And I just feel like you gotta be a dumbass not to like go into some type of settlements. You got $300 million, bro. Obviously, that don't mean they're gonna get away, but it just like if he really was like doing this shit and like really thought he gonna get scotch free, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cause it just like, bro, you was the biggest dude. And you kind of built it off the backs of them essentially. Like, of course you're gonna be fried.
Well,
But
what about tax fraud? Like, let's be honest, we don't get like if a nigga go down for tax fraud, I don't really get like that's money shit. Like that's like I don't really care about that. I'm not really
and
like
what
the salacious stuff. Like if like it's like this, if everything goes away and it's like, well, Andrew Tate got 5 years for tax fraud, you're not gonna look at him like, oh man, these people doing shit with money all the time. They like these people get arrested all the time by the feds.
that's
SEC.
gonna be
It's
that's
like
the
okay,
Matrix calling if that's the
it's like all
case.
right, tax fraud, okay. But if you get charged with human trafficking and rape, that's another level of like, whoa.
So I got a little more cap for him. What I feel like, and I got to give you your nods because you said similar to Tory. What they just like how the girl from US basically went over there and got them in trouble and shit like that, and like it opened up the door for other things. I feel like it's the same thing as far as like the rape stuff may not have happened and the beating up stuff may have not happened, or they may not even have proof of it. But the fact that they bringing that in front of the investigation, now I think it can bring even in the question of like, is this OnlyFans and him being like this pimp and him like making money off these women? Like he bring that into question, and I feel like it could be the fact that we have proof that you were doing that. They'll just make it seem like them were kind of tied in the two. I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like it's similar, like the charges, because we don't know the charges yet, but I feel like they're gonna put some lenient kind of charges as far as like,
Okay, let me read this for
did
you. What do
he
you think
did
about
he
this?
have like a organization type shit? Did he have like how they said with Young Thug? Is it a gang? But obviously it's not in that same context. That's why they arrested the two women and somebody else, because if it's somebody like, let's be real, if Andrew Tate raped somebody and beating somebody, like what them two women got to do with it? Like they trying to make
Well,
it
they
seem
might
like
be
it's
on
an
the organized
organization.
crime,
Exactly.
organized
So
crime,
it's
tax
like
fraud.
they can't really prove. They probably can't prove the rape. They probably can't even prove the abuse, but they gonna make it seem like they got a ring. And who knows after that? Like I feel like that's just like the one of the ways to get them in court and maybe start some bullshit. But what you gonna say?
Let me read this. This is from the New York Post, right? So the sex trafficking case against Andrew Tate is basically built on lies, according to two women who say they're being treated as accusers despite repeatedly stating they are not victims. The official Twitter handle of the still jailed influencer was among those sharing an interview of two of the women listed as victims. So these are two women listed as victims in the case. Was that listed? Where we at? Two of the women listed as victims in the case have called a violent organized gang. This is very unfair. They don't deserve it, and said one of the women, neither of whom was named in the clip he shared, but who described themselves as social media influencers. I don't understand. The prosecutor said we're victims in this case, but we obviously declare we are not the victims, she said. So this case is basically built on lies, she said, asking, how can I trust the Romanian authorities? The interview on
See,
Urmizia appeared to show the duo, one with blonde and the other with dark hair. In the shared clip, which appeared to be heavily edited, one of the women said the pair were introduced to Tate and his 34-year-old brother Tristan, one of the co-accused, through mutual friends. We ended up being like family, she said about the Tate brothers. I've never worked for them or with them. We were just very, very close, she said.
so that made me think it's like are we in this new age era where we gonna be like people can't think for themselves, people can't diagnose themselves, like you don't know you were manipulated, you don't know you was coerced, you don't know that you was being taken advantage of because of the patriarchy. Is it some shit like that? Like these women can clearly say that they ain't involved and that shit is a lie, but they were like, no, ma'am, You was clearly a part of a sex trafficking ring, and this is a symptom of you falling in love with your like I feel like that could happen, bro. In this day and age, bro. I feel like that could do
That's why I don't know how the Romanian shit work. I don't know how that goes, because if you're pulling out people who saying they're not victims, how can you have a case against me? You can't tell somebody they're a victim. At least in America, if somebody's saying ain't nothing happened to them, you can't be like, no, it did happen to you. We know it did. It's like,
well, that's not true. With domestic cases, if you say nothing happened to you and they got proof, they can still do some stuff.
But I'm saying, like, what? But my point is, what proof did they have? These people saying nothing happened to me. Most time, like, if you get sexually assaulted and you say nothing happened to me, and it's only your word versus his word, and you're not willing to testify, what case do they really have?
Yeah. No,
so it's like,
I got you on
nothing happened to me. Like, and if I go on the stand and say, they say, hey, they're accusing him of doing this, and I'm like, no, that didn't happen. What's the jury to think? Like, am I supposed to get? She's saying nothing happened to her. Am I supposed to be like, okay, he's guilty?
So that's 2 of the 6. Like, what about the other ones?
I don't know about the other 4. No, I'm not saying everybody's either lying or whatever, but when you got a government getting people supposedly from the New York Post article, and they're putting them as victims, and people are saying they're not victims, it kind of makes it look like y'all just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
So what you feel about the Matrix? How you feel about this? Like, you feel like this is an attack? Or you feel like this is just like
I don't believe in all that big conglomerate to come and take Tate down. As like I said, that was just for the title. It's funny, but like I said, maybe it's just a thing. Like, maybe they did get pressure. Let's just say, let's do a conspiracy. Maybe they do got pressure from the American government, from the British government, saying, "Hey, you got this guy running around this country saying he's doing this, saying he's doing that. If he was in our country, we wouldn't let that happen. The whole world is looking at you guys because one, this guy is a vile misogynist. He's influencing the youth, and he's putting out a very bad message. And you guys are allowing him to run around your country and do whatever he wants." And that could be the Matrix part of it, like the U.S. government and the British government telling Romania, "Y'all need to do something about this guy," and then them going and doing something, or motherfucker just doing some shit that's illegal. It's either or. It's like, I don't really know at this point. We can speculate, we can do this, we can do that, but at this point, I don't know. Like I said, and even with Andrew Tate, I was never like a big, I watch Andrew Tate every day. Like, I see his TikToks, I see a couple little clips here and there, but like, I wasn't like a follower of his message and a follower of his ideal. So like, I don't even have too many opinions on him.
The reason I think it's the Matrix because of how they already tried to cancel him and take his money and basically freeze his accounts. Like, I think it was, and it had nothing to do with, it had really nothing to do with any of this stuff that they saying now. It was more based on he's a misogynistic and his impact on kids was good. But besides that, like,
there was even, I seen a school in UK they're doing a re-education program for the youth.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Like, I don't.
They like identified. I guess they brought this up in school or something, and the teacher was like, "Oh my god, these 14-year-old boys are da 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 da," and they were like bringing up like his claims about women should take personal responsibility for being raped and da 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 and this and that, and just how the boys were brainwashed now by Andrew Tate and how it was so dangerous. They need to re-educate these boys on whatever they're going to re-educate them on.
Yeah, and that's one of those unfair conversations because no one is gonna. Even I believe Andrew Tate doesn't mean that they're 100% accountable. Just in certain situations, things can be prevented. Just like Pearl said, she was like, "Why would you walk down the dark alley by yourself? A man can't walk down the dark alley by himself." So just being accountable to a certain degree, but obviously, people take that out of context. I just find it crazy, bro. Like, cause it's a weird world, but it seems like people gonna say it's a coincidence, but it seems like, bro, it don't take much for them to get upset. And I think the COVID times was like the perfect like example of like the hypocrisy in this, like these systems and these governments, because this was a worldwide thing with the lies that they was able to tell for so long. And the reason I'm really bringing it up is just how they was able to get people out of here that spoke on it. Yeah. And I think it's no different that now we out of that, bro. They still moving the same way. And it seems unreasonable. It seems like, why the fuck would they care that they talk about man problems and shit like that? But
because they feel like it's society. because you got let's say it's a big matrix conspiracy, right? Let's say the conspiracy is the agenda is um, all societies are easily controlled by a dominant society. Men in the other society are weak. So let's just say
Yeah.
the global society's thing is to make men all across the world weak, and when they see a man who they believe is men, stand up, be men again, be accountable, don't do this, don't do that, go out, be your best self, do it, take care of your family, whatever. The upper, whoever the upper is, sees it as an attack on them because like, okay, we can't really dominate society if they start having men being men again. So we need to kind of weaken it again. So he needs to be out of here. They need to be out of here. Take them out of here.
And I think it's another thing. We be so focused on our lives. Like media is at this turning point where mainstream media is losing the grips. Like people do not believe in the mainstream media. And like I said, based on COVID, based on many other different reasons where it just seemed like y'all be lying to us. So now that it's not only that they falling off, these other people are clearly coming up and taking the influence that they losing on the people. So it's like in a normal like world, we not paying attention to shit. Like, oh, it makes sense they're getting people out of here for whatever reasons, but or it don't really make sense. I mean, I should say, because it's like, well, why would they give a fuck about Andrew Tate, or why would they give a fuck about Dr. Jordan Peterson? Like, because he's one of these examples that we could bring up too. Like, why would they give a fuck about him? He's a professor, like he doing shit, whatever. But when you think about how they losing influence, it makes all the more sense now because they're incredible. They lost their credibility, and YouTube views going up, Twitch people going up, like just alternate media going up in general. That's the big part of like the Milagro conversation. It was mad about her, like, oh, she's misinformation. It's like not really. Nothing at all came out as misinformation, but it was more mad that she had a grip on people's. Well, she was influencing people.
They're trying to figure out how one person can influence so many people. That's why we used to watch Jordan Peterson interviews when he first popped off. Every interview would be like, how do you feel about having this large male audience? How do you feel about having control of these young men and all this type of shit like that? Like, am I doing something bad? Am I not supposed to have a male dominated audience? Yeah. Is this like what's wrong with this? And like I said, it's one of them things too. Is like when you blow up too fast, they don't know how to control you. And we can bring it to Tory Lanez with Milagro thing. Milagro been doing whatever, but her name in the hip hop space blew up so fast and say, do the academics, bring her on. They didn't know what to do. So all they could essentially do was attack her. Now, like I said, I even said, I can clearly tell she rocks with Tory more than she rocks with Meg. But I said today on my show, because Charlamagne finally spoke about the Tory Lanez thing, and his sentiments were kind of similar to the mainstream narrative. Like, oh, these blogs are this, and y'all keep listening to these blogs and YouTubers and this and that and there. You need to watch. You could have just read the LA Times report, and you could have listened to the Rolling Stones report and all this type of shit. So pretty much like mainstream media is this, and these YouTuber bloggers are all wrong. Yes, they jumped the gun and did the not guilty early. That's their fault. We get that. But if you actually watch a full Milagro Graham's thing, take away her personality, take away her opinion, just act like she's saying the statement dryly, right? Just dry. Her statements in those people's tweets aren't even like far off. Ain't like she's making up shit. Ain't like she said, no, the neighbor never said he saw Tory shoot, right? She's just like, she's pointing out things she feel like is inconsistency. So people look at that as swaying the minds of the people. They'd say, you're not just giving them exactly what's said. You're giving them what was said, then you're adding your own like
and it's only a problem.
But at the end of the day, she's not a journalist, she's not a Rolling Stone, she's not this. Yeah. She is a personality at the end of the day. And she's giving you information.
The biggest thing, if the Andrew Tate's, Milagros, Jordan Peterson was on the other side, so Milagro was on Megan's side for this case. Oh my fucking God, they would have been big enough. Oh yeah, she's perfect.
Yeah, same thing as Megan Cunniff. Megan Cunniff is doing interviews with black media people. She got a whole article write up from BET saying her name is Megan, so they called her Megan the Reporter Cunniff, like kind of like Megan the Stallion, but Megan the Reporter Cunniff. She's like all this type of shit. Like now she's cool, and then y'all tearing these people down. All that shit to me is just corny because like I get it. The only thing I can really say that I can see is that they fucked up with the whole like he's not guilty thing, but okay. Oh, we got that wrong. Now we're back to scheduled business. And I think it's just like the narrative they want to push. They saw the people that were kind of against that narrative were gaining influence with people, and they don't like that.
Yeah.
It's cool when they gain influence with people, and it's cool when they get to press their ideas on people, and people start to go with their ideas. But when it's the alternate route, they don't really.
It's a clear attack on ideas. It's a clear battle of ideas because Even with Jordan Peterson, imagine if he was supporting the LGBTQ and talking about why they were right to have 51 genders and the patriarchy being bad and men
You must
actually
do people's
should be
pronouns, and you
wrong.
must do this, you must do that.
Like he was being on point with his education, but the fact that he didn't, and it was coming at a time where we needed that voice. Same with Dave Chappelle. It was coming at a time where people were feeling that way, but we couldn't say it. Then we had these intellectual people that come and break it down. Same with that dude that made a movie about what is a woman. Like they came and destroyed it in the sense of it's like we can like you feel normal to have a conversation about it now versus before they had a monopoly on that conversation for a little bit, and they still kind of do, but more and more as we go, people can speak
Well, that's
up.
because they use the tactic of if you speak about this, if you don't wholeheartedly agree with this, then you're hateful, and nobody wants to be hateful. Nobody wants to be labeled that, so they don't want to have that S on their chest, so they scared to even speak out about X, Y, and Z. But then you have these people who are larger than life gaining these audiences, and you got to think there's a reason they're gaining these big ass audiences. They're not
Joe
gaining these
Rogan
audiences
too.
because
He
people
on
don't
that
believe
same
it,
shit.
or people don't believe in what they're saying. There's a lot of people that believe in them, and you could do the whole little media trick of like, oh, they're incels, or they are what are they, or they are deplorables. They're this, they're evil, they're that. But
That shit
you
don't
kind
work
of can't
though.
you can't discount millions and millions of people following these people. Jordan Peterson was doing a thing where he said he sells like 10,000 of his books per week. That's a lot of books, and that book came out years ago. And he's still selling 10,000 a week. So obviously people are feeling whatever message that he's still putting out, and they just the thing is we can't control it, so we need to stop it.
And it work like their tactics work on the old media. Their tactics work on like the demographics that are championed by this new age society, obviously like LGBTQ, victim women, things like that. They're like supported now. But like what the fuck I was saying?
My bad. Flying Low, when you say that, what you mean by that? I want you to clarify. I want to, because I don't know what point in the podcast you're on, but because I want to see what point you're making. But anyways, go on.
But the people like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, it's just right on time. Essentially, I forgot I was gonna say on to the exact point, but just right on time.
It's just if anything, if you don't go with whatever the popular mainstream narrative is, you'll be discasted. Even in hip hop, think about it. If you're a guy who comes out like the Poetic Flacco guy, if you come out and say like, hey, if these YSL guys actually are committing crime, actually, killing people, actually robbing people, they should go to prison. What? You think they like? It's like because the popular narrative is no, they should be free. We need to let them out. And I can speak to that when I was at the Future concert. We can speak about the Future concert, but we'll get to that a little later. But whatever the popular narrative is, if you speak out against that, then you will be. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Even if it is on the side that you consider, let's say, evil. Like if YSLs are killing people and doing whatever, you can say that's evil, that's immoral. But to the hip hop world, no, free them. Don't care what they did. Doesn't matter. So you'll die on whatever narrative is most popular, pretty much. And if you against that'll happen to you. But just to wrap up the Andrew Tate thing, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I believe what's today, the 10th. They got 30 days, I'm assuming. So they got till what, January 29th. Vice is dropping a documentary on the 12th. So that may play a role into. I believe the Vice started the documentary before he got arrested. So it's like also makes me feel like, did y'all know something already was popping up earlier before it happened? So would that mean Andrew Tate knew that something was coming down the pipeline? Is that why he started saying all these things? Is that why he started tweeting all these things? Because like I said, he knew what was going to happen. He says it. His whole following's like, the Matrix is after him. He told us.
It's possible,
Malagro's platform blew up with that at cosign. Imagine he had a black man with that look. But you got to think too. The reason Milagro
why does that even matter?
But that one that doesn't matter. But the point of that is Milagro blew up because she was the one who was at the court every day putting out the opinions and giving her statements. And she was entertaining. Who else? What black man was there that was willing to talk to academics? He brought on Dennis Byron, but to be honest, Dennis Byron's not as entertaining as Milagro. And Dennis Byron's profile kind of rose a little bit after the trial, but Milagro was more entertaining. He seen that his chat liked her. He probably fucked with the way she was covering her opinion, so that's why he brought her on there. Now, like I said, I don't know if there's a plethora of black men that was out there on the front lines for the street TV. Who is street TV? Like I said, personality.
The dude that put out them.
But like I said, who is it? He put out the evidence, but like, what the academics is a personality. He's not going to bring on. He wants to bring on another personality. That's why he brings on Milagro. But
I wanted to. I remember the point I was going to say earlier, and now we can move on. But like I said, they got the demographics of like the old people, certain demographics they champion, but they don't have that the younger demographic and many other different graphics that it's really gonna be like you said, the future. And I think that frustrates them, even from like shit like the job market, and let's say it's like men are at the all-time low and looking for jobs and shit like that. It's like these younger demographics or these younger groups of like just even under 30, like all the people that watch social media, all these people that's on TikTok and shit, and it's not just taking a information from the mainstream media. They don't have that same control. And I think that's gonna be like going into the next 20 years, that's gonna rechange shit, how everything is moved, how everything is ran, because you don't have that control no more. And I think it goes deeper into the economy. I think it goes into
the thing about
the
it too
structure,
is,
how everything's set up. Like,
but the thing about it too is history repeats itself. This ain't something new. This whole like, hey, it's a new type of form of media. This person has influence. Let's cancel him. Like I was reading, what's the name? I was reading this Rush Limbaugh book, right? And he was talking about how he started and what happened when he started. When he took over talk radio wasn't really a big thing back in the day. He said all media formats were pretty much liberal. So when he hopped on talk radio, he started getting millions and millions of listeners. Whatever's happening now due to social media, they was trying to do to him with talk radio. So it's like the cycle continues. Just new mediums are popping up, right? New different outlets. So now it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. But back then, when the conservatives was popping up and doing their thing and speaking their voice and doing whatever, it was FM radio because liberals wasn't really on FM radio, not FM, AM radio. AM radio was dying at the time, and he hopped on there. He spoke to people, and then he became the biggest radio host of all time. And then they was trying to get him out of here.
No, it's definitely been around, but I think it's just harder now, or it's easier to like fight back against it because it's like you can make your own platforms, and it's so many different people that can hear you just off of shit going viral, like just off of having a good story sometimes. Versus back in the day, it was just a little harder for you to actually make a case against like this like tyrannical Hollywood, a tyrannical government blackballing you. Like so many people used to get blackballed and didn't have a point or ever had a case. Nowadays, shit, Dave Chappelle got his show back. Like that shit would have never happened in the 90s. Like Dave Chappelle getting his money, what happened like 2 or 3 years ago? That shit would have never happened 10 years ago. But we're in this new age of if you get the right, message going out there, if you get the right PR going out there, you can do some shit, bro. Versus back in the day, it's like it was you can probably survive and shit and still come up, but they could silence you pretty easily.
Yeah. And that's
like
that's like saying like this is a different way that's being done into and obviously he just died in 2020 and he never got took off the air. He never lost any viewers, but they was trying with the same type of shit they do now. Misogynistic, homophobic, racist. It's like the cycle is always there. So, like I said, for Andrew Tate, I really have no innocent, guilty. I don't fucking know. Too many stories, too many different pieces of information. They say he went to the hospital. They try to make it seem like, oh, he's not gonna kill himself. Is it they trying to kill him? Like, all right, y'all doing too much. Like y'all too much into social media shit. Like, give me some facts, give me some information, give me this, give me that, and then I can get a better, wrap around of what's actually the fuck going on. And if you watch the stream right now, if you're not subscribed, make sure to not subscribed already.
My boy a top G, man. That jail got my boy sick, man. He ain't used to that confinement, man.
That's gotta be the worst. I always think about that. I always think about people living high on the hog, living this luxurious life. Like I'm always on TikTok, right? And that one clip of Andrew Tate on the yacht, getting out the ocean and be like, woo, what a world, or whatever the fuck it says, something like that. This is the real world, whatever the fuck it is. Like you go from that to like in jail.
Yeah,
like,
he pushed his homeboy in the water. Like, he was like, welcome to the real world.
Yeah, this gotta be like the biggest mind fuck of your life. Like I'm in prison. I was just on a yacht. I was just in Dubai last week on a yacht, spending money, doing this, doing that. Now I'm in prison. And it can happen just like that. Just like that. So I guess as we already talking about Tory, we can kind of get into the updates from Tory Lanez and his life and his trial right now. So Tory got a new lawyer, right? The old guy, he's out of here. The new guy, he's in. And he was a former lawyer for Suge Knight. He got Snoop Dogg off the murder. He got what's his name? What's the guy's name? He got Suge Knight off of a robbery back in there, whatever. So I don't know if this is good news or bad news. I don't know what's happening to this. I'm not a lawyer, but his sentencing did get pushed back. Supposed to be sentenced on January 27th. Has now been moved back to February 28th as his new lawyers prepare to ask the judge to grant him a new trial. So they're trying to get the boy a new trial. Now, I don't know how a new trial is going to go. Will you get a new set of jurors? what new information will you do? Maybe this is a better lawyer who can frame something better. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Because you would assume that everybody would kind of have to come back and give the same statements they gave already, right? They'd have to, because you can't really change. We already heard what you said under oath before. So there's that.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest case would be the mistrial more than another trial. Because, like, what's going to change? Like, do you have, like, evidence the jury was faulty? Like, was a witness tampered with? But if that's the case, that's the evidence for a mistrial more than a retrial. I don't know. I do find it interesting that it got pushed back. I didn't know that they can appeal that quickly. Like, I thought, like, they can appeal. I guess I just didn't know it was gonna happen that quickly, and I didn't know it would be a retrial.
The thing about Tory's lawyer that I'm saying is he's kind of like into social media, right? He's like, Judge, there's a lot of stories today about Tory Lanez transport. Can you please clarify on the bench what was going on with that? And he wasn't not wanting to come here because a lot of stories on social media. Maybe he thinks that there's a lot of influence from social media on potential jurors. He's trying to get everything clarified, I guess. So, yeah. He's looking pretty much. Tory Lanez is looking to litigate a motion for a new trial from his lawyer, and this is his lawyer right here. Does his lawyer not look like a motherfucker that lives in Whoville? Let me see. Don't fucking do that. All right. Don't you look like a nigga that live in Whoville? So that's Tory Lanez's new lawyer, 80-year-old something Kenner. So we'll see. That man, ain't really nothing to say. That's pretty much it. If he gets a new trial, will it go the same? Will it go different? I don't really know. I don't know.
I don't know how that would.
Sean Kelly gonna go up there and say, "Hey, I saw him shooting. I told you last time I saw him shooting. I'm telling you again, I saw him shooting."
Do they make the bodyguard give a testimony?
Maybe that's only different. That's the only part that'd be the only different thing that we can really get into when it comes to a retrial. So, I do want to ask you a question about this though. This has to do with once again more like trigger warning. Rape stuff. So, how do you feel about? I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna say this. How do you feel like it is fair to someone who is accused of something horrific, right? Like I said, I don't know if he did it or not. Obviously, the evidence that was presented, the jury couldn't decide on if he did it or not. How do you feel about those being retried again? Because then people could be like, well, they found him guilty, so why would Tory get a new trial? But just keep it to this. Not you, but I'm just trying to, my brain keep it to this. So this guy who's on That 70 Show, right? The weird guy with the curly hair, he was accused of raping 3 women from 2001 to 2003, right? With some Scientology type of shit, right? He was accused in 2001, 2003. They took it to court. The trial happened, I think, last year, and hung jury, mistrial. And now it's like they said, majority of the jury said they would have acquitted, but they just didn't really know. But it's a mistrial, so the prosecutors have a chance to bring it back up. It's like, do you feel? I kind of feel like that y'all had y'all's chance. Like I said, I don't know if the guy did it or not. If he did it, he's a piece of shit. But y'all got this justice system for a reason. You couldn't really prove it. But it's like, okay, they can't come to a decision, but you could try again. I don't know how I feel about the try again shit. I don't know how I feel about it.
It has to be. I always feel like gotta have substantial evidence to have a reason to even move to the next thing.
Like from what I was reading, is the new evidence they're going to bring is like something that talks about, what coercion is, what this is, what a victim or like victims. I think maybe some of the victims had like memory lapse and what actually happened. So like that was maybe a way that certain jurors weren't really knowing is it true, is it not true, whatever.
So they're gonna remember now.
Well, no, they're gonna tell you that this is a scientific thing that happened. So even though the women are saying that they can't remember, you have to remember that this is something that happens to victims. So you have to take that into account because they did go through something traumatic. So y'all need to remember that. So they just because they don't remember don't mean it didn't happen to them. That's what they're pretty much trying to say.
Well, nigga, all 3 of them.
Man, that's what I was reading.
If we going off of a witness that's still gonna be shaky, we need evidence like somebody was lying and it's proof. Some cops messed up.
So look, this is. I want to read it. I want to read it verbatim. I want niggas saying, "Oh, you're giving out misinformation." So prosecutors plan to introduce additional evidence against Masterson at the second trial, including expert testimony about how people remember traumatic events and how alcohol use affects memory. The additional testimony will assist the jury on retrial to understand common responses to perceived threats in the context of a traumatic event. That trauma survivors may experience gaps in their memory, yet also possess vivid, unforgettable, distressing memories of the event and the prominent effects of alcohol on memory function.
I literally just said this. That's hilarious.
So that's what
You don't know you're a victim. You can't even recall you're a victim. Like that's
so
some
also
crazy shit.
also they say there is at least one additional potential witness that the people intend to locate and interview regarding any observations of and or materially relevant statements made by Christina B in the course of her relationship with the defendant. So they're looking for another witness, and they're going to use an expert person to come there and say, "Hey, people have lapsed in their judgment." To me, like I said, I don't know if the guy
Can't they
did it or
go
not.
both ways?
I don't know if it's like a. I don't know if that's a. I don't know how I feel about that.
Nah, that's gay. That's some bullshit. That's straight up bullshit.
Like I said, if the
In
girls
my
really did
mind,
get
that ain't
done,
that ain't
if the
fair.
girls really did get done the way they're saying that the girls got done, that's tragic. That's horrific. I don't wish that on nobody. But I don't know how I feel about doubling back on me just because jurors couldn't decide wholeheartedly what they wanted to do with me. So I just want to get your opinion. I just want to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I feel like you get the right to appeal, but you just can't appeal just off some bullshit. You gotta
So
actually have a case.
So I feel damn, this is an episode all about women getting, messed with and this and that. So Kai Cenat, so he got drugged into that type of water. Not he didn't do it, but he got drugged into it for being a guy who protects guys that do it. That's what originally the statement was implying, that he was protecting a guy that did these things. Now I spoke about it at length. I reacted to his apology video. When you see something like that, do you think he handled it the way he should have handled it, or what do you think?
From what I've seen, he didn't know who she was talking about, unless I'm confused about something. And
Well, no, she sent pictures of him and shit like that, and he didn't respond to her
but
for a couple of days.
no, I believe. Well, like I said, I don't know. I thought that wasn't true. I heard that he responded to her about the name, pretty quickly, and then after that, he kind of stopped responding to her.
Well, no, it took a couple of days to be like, oh yeah, I know this guy,
But
yada yada yada. But my point,
I I find it fishy. Like I'll let you go through. I feel like it's like, why does that even matter? If she found the picture of him and that's who she pointed out as the victim, I mean, as the person that did it, like you don't really need his name. You just can go to the cops with the Instagram. Like,
yeah, and I'm sure they could probably investigate and do what they got to do with that. But my thing is, the thing about it is the thing that's because with her, I'm not one of these people like I don't really believe her, because she did the things essentially that everybody says you should do when you're a victim. She went to the police. She got the kit done 24 hours after it happened. So she did all the necessary things that need to be done to, solidify your case if you want to build one and get somebody. So there's that. The only thing about it is it did feel kind of like a hit piece on Kai just because she was saying that, oh, I came to social media because I needed help. But when you showed the text message, you already had all the information you needed, right? You already had the name. You already had the pictures, the images of the guy. So unless you're saying you need to go to social media because the police weren't doing nothing about it, you need pressure on the police officers because pressure on Kai. He already gave you the name. He already gave you everything. You said his assistant already called you and talked to you, so you had everything you needed before he came to social media. That's the only part that was like a little sticky. And a lot of people were bashing Kai because he was like, he didn't do it immediately. He didn't say this. I look at it like this, guys and girls. If you meet a person, if I met a girl today, I met her today. I don't know her. I met her today. I have a party. The next day, that girl says, hey, your best friend did this to me last night. Am I supposed to automatically be like, oh, he did? Okay, is Bryce Neely this, like automatically?
you got other best friends, nigga.
Bro, you're here right now. You're already, but like, oh yeah, he did it. This is him. Then I'm supposed to turn my back. Like, bro, I don't know if he did it. I feel like most people feel that way. Like, bro, I just met you. You saying he did this. I'm sympathetic to you. Let's figure this out. But they want him to just like, oh, fuck that nigga then. Here it go. He said, let me go call this motherfucker. Hey, what happened? And his homeboy said, it ain't go down like that. So it's like, well, you're Kai. What do you do? And what he did, I feel like the best thing he could do. All right, you got this story. You got this story. I'm going to the police. Y'all let the police handle it because I'm not about to be in the middle of this shit. Second of all, he's multi-millionaire, big-time streamer. This girl in the text message is kind of like claiming that you knew about it. Y'all set me up. So it's like, once you start doing like setup shit, now you're possibly putting me in some type of line of fire of, collusion with this guy. So I'm definitely going to step back and not talk to you. I can understand why he would never respond to her again. And why he have his lawyers. Hey, lawyers, you talk to her. I'm not talking to her. I don't tell people don't understand that logic behind it because I completely understand why you wouldn't want to communicate with this girl after she's alluding to you setting her up. Alluding in the interview she did with this other guy, Lil Boom, she alluded to the guy filmed it, and he had to have sent it to his group message. I know he sent it to the group message. Okay, you saying all this shit. You people saying I'm colluding in your rape. So let me just take a step back. I can't do this.
I know people say this and it could be cliche at this point, but other people fuck up how I feel about these situations, bro. We've seen H3 try to get a woman on there about Fresh and Fit. We've seen these people try to get people on here that actively lie and make up stories. This just seemed like this person did it in the moment. Like this person got some shit going in the moment versus like, oh, let me tell up a lie and make up a lie. And I'm not saying that's what happened with her. It's just like at this point when you see so many people get a little bit of notoriety and you can be liked or unliked, but it just seemed that these stories always tend to pop up. And more recently with the YouTubers, it seemed to be a lot of bullshit stuff, but especially with the actually trying to involve Kai into the situation. It just seemed like that shit was a stretch, but I don't know, man. I also have another hot take, bro.
Uh-oh.
And fuck all the fucking context and all the not the context, but fuck all the what do you call that shit?
Over explaining. I don't know what the word is, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Whenever you like go into like over explaining it before you get into it, but bro, a girl, where was her friends, bro? You get drunk, you get so drunk at some people's that you really don't know. Like this is your first time being invited.
Oh, you pulling the Andrew Tate route? You victim blaming?
Hot take, bro. I just think as a man, I'm more speaking to men, bro. If you see a woman out by herself partying, getting fucked up, that's bad trouble, bro. That's bad trouble, bro. Most women go out with other women. Most women not gonna get fucked up and be by themselves, bro. Like that in itself, that shit was sus to me. But like I said, the truth gonna come out because she went to the hospital.
Yeah.
If that nigga did it, he gonna get caught, and whatever happens gonna happen. But that's just weird to me, bro. That's just some hella sus shit. And I know Kai told her to stay and all that. But my thing is, as a woman in this day and age where people supposed to be so toxic and all this shit, how are you putting yourself in them situations, bro? And it's annoying. I ain't gonna lie to you. How do you feel that
You're
comfortable to get that
the
drunk?
Victim?
How do you? I don't care, bro. How do you feel that comfortable getting drunk by yourself around people you don't know? That's weird, bro. That's weird, bro. Getting fucked up to a point that you can't get home safely. Like this. And I don't know what I'm not saying.
You see, the thing is, because I could put that same thing in context to like, and people wouldn't be mad at me for saying like, this is how I say, I got a daughter. I'm going to tell my daughter, don't do this. Don't do this. Like you saying, don't go get drunk with motherfuckers and go back to their crib and then don't do that. Don't go to a party when your friends leave and you stay. No, you go with your motherfucking friends. And if my daughter get assaulted, of course I'm going to be by her side until whatever. And I'm not going to be in the room with her like, I told you should never stay with her. I'm not going to do none of that. But I'm going to try to prevent it at all costs. I do it myself. We talk about this all the time on this podcast. I don't go to the gas station at night when there's motherfuckers sitting outside the gas station because I ain't trying to get robbed. I ain't saying the motherfuckers going to rob me. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, and I'm
not walking around and doing this and doing that. Like this, I'm not walking down dark ass alleys. I don't even like going to clubs and parties because I don't know what the fuck I see shootings every week.
Niggas be shooting and all that shit.
I went to the Future concert and I was like, let me order the Uber before we get the fuck out of here because I don't know. You never know what happens. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of shit. You don't know who like who. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. So yeah, there's a lot of preventative measures. You can call it victim blame, whatever. Just have sympathy for the person. But like I said, I'll put it in context of I'm gonna tell my daughter these things. Don't do this around these people. Don't do this. Don't act this way. Don't do yada yada yada. And if she don't listen and something happened to her, I'm not gonna be like, well, if you fucking I told your ass don't do it. But I'm be like, hey, come on.
It's hella irresponsible, bro.
Put smart friend. Don't put scary friend. Smart friend. That's a lot of niggas die because they think they untouchable. They think they whatever indestructible. They can do whatever they want to do. That's the same niggas that get robbed. They get killed. They get beat up. All that shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You go to a gas station at late at night and this motherfucker sitting outside. You thinking I'm about to just pump my gas on pump 11, and they run up on your ass, start shooting. Good luck to you, big brother. Fill up your goddamn gas tank before you go out at night. If you going out, it's a late night, and you leave at 6 o'clock, you know you're going to be out till 2 o'clock in the morning, and that gas look a little low, go fill that motherfucker up right now while the lights is out still, while the sun is still shining. Don't wait till, it's 2 a.m. Fuck it, let's go. No. You don't know who the fuck followed you home from the club. You don't know who the fuck sitting around the corner of the gas station. Be smart. The same thing that my professor told me. He said, a lot of you motherfuckers, y'all get to the grocery stores, y'all get in your car, y'all want to sit in the car, lollygag, bullshit. Y'all can do all that, check the phone shit later. Get in your car, lock the door, get the fuck out of there, because you don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know who was watching you in the store. You don't know who just seen you pay for $300 worth of shit. You don't know what's going on. Get in the car, lock the door, and drive the fuck off before you do any touch your phones, doing all that type of shit.
Yeah. Especially if you're a woman, especially if you don't have protection. And yeah, I mean, so many other different things. It just speaks to irresponsible, like, shit nature in a lot of people. Then it's like, especially women, bro. Like, I know we get in this free world and things like that, but how in the same breath can y'all say men ain't shit, men so toxic, and then be so comfortable doing that? And I'm not saying what happened didn't happen to her. I'm not saying she lying or anything like that. I'm just saying a lot of these women be putting themselves in these situations, and it's unfortunate. It could have been avoided. That's all. It could have been avoided. And if that dude did that, he's fucking nasty as hell. Did I just cut out? I feel like
you turned down a little bit, but it's all good.
What the fuck? But yeah, I don't know.
Bryce hate women. I think what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Like I said, people always take it out of context, like you're victim blaming. I get what you're saying. Obviously, when the girl gets done,
shit hella irresponsible.
You're gonna feel sympathy for her for getting dated. I'm like, well, bitch, you shouldn't have. I don't know. I don't think you're saying this. Then you're like, well, bitch, well, you knew what you was doing. You got yourself there. It's just like, for future references, people, hey, let's not do this. These things aren't safe. These things aren't smart. Especially people you don't know. We see it happen to people who they do know. So don't be around people you don't know. And yeah, this guy, if he did, he's a piece of shit. Send his ass away to prison.
If I hated women, I'd tell them to keep getting drunk by themselves and say, fuck it, YOLO.
I mean, that's a good point.
I'm actually trying to help them.
You wouldn't care what happens to the safety of them. And I get it. The thing that's so stupid about that conversation too is you say that, or we say that, and people be like, well, women should be able to do whatever they want to do. Y'all can do whatever. Like I just told you, I don't do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Who can do what they want to do? No one. Not even rich people. They getting fucked up too.
They getting robbed. They taking Rolexes off wrist on Rodeo Drive in LA. What do you mean? Like everybody getting done bad.
Rich
I saw
rappers,
some guy, this club DJ, whatever. I don't know if he's a strip club DJ, a rapper. I don't know what he was. Last year, he left the club late night. They pulled him to a gas station. Like I said, niggas like to go to gas stations at 2 o'clock in the morning and chill. Niggas pulled up on him. He had a nice car. They shot the car up. He died. Like I said, I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna be like, damn, this dumbass nigga should have went to the gas station. I'm just be like, hey, look at what's going on. These people, these criminals, they don't give a fuck. Don't get an opportunity to even put you in a situation where something can happen to you. I can't do nothing about the guy who got killed. I can't do nothing about the young lady that got raped. It's a sad story. But I could try to, hey, people out there who ain't been done wrong, follow these steps. Don't do this. Don't do that. So, but it always gets tied into you just want to control what women do. It's like, no. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to protect you.
Men got
because
boundaries.
I know it's egregious people out here. I know it's trifling people out here.
Everybody got boundaries because nobody's infallible. Like everybody, men,
that's
bro.
A nice word. Nobody's infallible.
And men, bro, you can think you the biggest, baddest boy. There's always somebody bigger. There's always somebody that's gonna knock your block off. Kids, bro, you can't be out here just be lollygagging. It's bro. What NJ said, bro. It's always successful people getting in trouble. And this kind of speak on it too. If people got value, bro, you got to protect it because there's always people out there looking to take your value. And richer and successful people, they're even more, especially in this victim shit, especially in this like handout like world that we in. People always looking for a come up. People always looking for how can I basically leech off this person's success. So it's even more apparent in this era, and even back in the day, that used to be a thing. But that shit gonna happen, bro. You got value, bro, and people want to extract that shit for themselves, bro. And you're gonna see all type of people thirsty to say it. I mean, to get it.
I hate that nigga Trail, man. I hate that.
Bro, Trail
I hate
us.
Dog. I hate him so much.
He hate us because he ain't us, and it's okay.
Golly, that nigga say he struggled to say that word. But like you said, like famous people. I can tell famous people, stop doing shit, stupid shit. You men, Stop being around these women that could have been. If you're a successful man and you know you ain't supposed to be somewhere you're supposed to be, take your motherfucking ass home. And I get, oh,
No
that's not
bullshit.
fun. That
No
ain't this.
bullshit.
No, go home.
We
You don't got to go to the after party. You ain't got to go to the people's hotels and be 10 girls and 20 niggas. No, you could let they stay. You want to go to you want to be 20 niggas deep with 10 girls? That look like a recipe for disaster. I'm not gonna be there. I'm gonna take my ass to my hotel room. And if something happen with y'all niggas in the morning, that's on y'all. I ain't gonna be in there. They ain't gonna be able to say, let's say, I don't know what I thought about Kevin Hart, but Kevin Hart caught in a room where women was, no, you gonna attach my name to shit.
At least that was legal. He just got in trouble because he was married. Like he was with two bitches. They were private. At least it wasn't like no allegations.
And they said that nigga, they filmed him and tried to extort his ass.
Well, nah, he ain't gonna lie. He was having a little too fun. He knew they was recording. Yeah. He looked at camera dead in the eyes.
That nigga putting on the show.
He was having a little too much fun. Bro.
But you know. It's sad, man. You know, people get abused, especially way like to start your new year off like that. That's got to be trash. Like, goddamn, starting your year like that is like you gonna just assume this off. If you feel about the karmic energy in the world, like your year is just about to be the worst year of your life. So, Cenat, leave that nigga alone, man. He don't know what the fuck to do. He's like, what do? I don't know what the fuck to do. And he reacted in a way anybody else would probably react. If a girl told me, hey, Bryce did this. And I just met you, I'm like, hold on, I gotta go talk to Bryce. And then when he tell me something else, all right, let the police handle it. You say he did this, he said this happened. Bryce, you my guy, but we gotta let the police figure this out.
And one thing about it with Kai too, we don't know his story. Kai could have had eyes on that dude. Kai could have remembered talking to him at the end of the night as a recap, like everybody go home, we kicking it, we chilling. I might have seen him and felt his vibe, and I felt like nothing was. He might have his own perspective on the night that we don't know, because he didn't give only reason we know her side of the story because she told it. Kai didn't give her side of the story. Kai didn't give his side of the story. Kai didn't say what his friend said. So we really don't know even how Kai feel about the situation, to be honest. But I think he handled it right, bro. But
I think
what do you tell?
Once he told it, he said, I went to the police and the lawyers. I was like, hey, you can't argue with that.
I mean, I always felt it risky him throwing parties in his house, but should he not be throwing big parties? Should he not be living his life? He's the number one YouTuber. Can you just not have fun?
Airbnb.
Okay.
So,
but just in that same case,
should he be?
You hosting some shit?
Like I said, it's hard to say that because, like, damn, niggas just want to have fun. Like, we can't just have fun without somebody ruining the night. Not the girl, allegedly the guy, but because everything would have went right with that night except for that situation. Because it seemed like that's the only situation that took place or what we heard of. So it's like, don't be like, oh, if you're famous, don't ever party with anybody you don't know. Only party with your sister, your cousins, your uncle. Like, don't party with nobody you don't know. But
I see,
like you said, he literally just met this girl. How many other people did he invite to the party that he just met, doesn't know? So you got all these people around you don't know. Who knows what could happen?
I'm about to be funny. I see the eccentric wisdom of Joe Budden and why he only likes and why he only likes hanging with strippers. It's like, bro, let's get some women that we know that's about this life, and we're gonna throw some parties and we're gonna have some fun, bro. Let's be around some strippers that this is their lifestyle. Let's not have no girls that act a certain way or whatever. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying, like, that's how he like to have fun because that's like the most secure in the sense that obviously strippers set niggas up and all this other shit. So it's never perfect.
Hang out with the girls, it's actually at the club in the thong shaking their ass. Then the girls on Instagram. But then that's not even. You can't assume the girl that's shaking her ass on Instagram is like that when she get around you personally. So you around the girls that do it. So that's what you do.
And let's be real. I'm not saying this happened. I'm just giving a one-off scenario. What if she was teasing? What if she was drunk and she just regretted some shit because it was a nigga she don't really know and she just was like, fuck it, I ain't fucking Kai. Like she kind of mentioned this shit. Like, I would never fuck him or nothing like that. I'm not saying she did.
She said, I would have fucked you.
Yeah, I would. So it would like I'm not, like I said, I'm not really trying to get into that. I'm just saying in the world, she's drinking. She's that girl by herself. She could have been the girl throwing ass, flirting with everybody. Because we know girls that be that drunk and whatever. And then like when the soberness come down, they like, oh, whatever. It's a possibility. So you can't even I really don't know is what I'm trying to come up to a conclusion as far as like, how do you have fun, bro? How do you have fun when you got all that success? Do you prioritize that? Do you have everybody sign NDAs? Like, do you only have like kickbacks? Like, that's probably something.
But not even that. Do you just go to club? Like, do you just go to live? Like, I know at Live, party, have a good time, and then after Live,
But they
I'm
be
going back
robbing
home.
people and shit though. That's like
No,
you don't want to.
there's that aspect, right? But like, I would assume if Kai and them go to Live, like you're gonna have hella security waiver you outside. Like, you got to move right when you go there. But I'm saying as far as like how to have fun, you can't really have these parties where it's like anybody there. You hear about the shit all the time in LA. Chris Brown, I think it was last year. He invited a bunch of people. A girl said somebody at Chris Brown house raped her, but at Chris Brown party. Do you know this girl? Nope. But you want to have fun? Fucking invite the big booty bitch from Instagram. Invite the little big titty, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, what do you do?
Bro, honestly, as a successful man, bro, you're playing a dangerous game when women can just make up accusations because you got the girls that always complain about the bad fly out trips. You got girls that complain about all type of shit. Like you said, well, we both said how to, like, certain things happen. You tell people, hey, you should do this to prevent shit. Bro, we've been knowing about gold diggers. We've been knowing about women that lie about dudes or lie on dudes to get dudes in trouble for the longest. But men want to have fun. You're going to meet a woman. She seem cool. She come off as cool. But they know who you are. Like, these people be knowing who you are. So if these people got some type of questionable character or morals, like, bro, like, it could flip. They could flip on you in a drop of a dime, and it could be people getting in their ear.
The same conversation you have for women, like, hey, don't be drunk around this thing. Same way I can say to a celebrity nigga, hey, I know it's probably cool. Like I said, there might be this big booty bitch that pull up after the show, like, she's like, oh, I love you, shake her ass. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna go fuck her. Maybe it's not the best decision for you. You don't know she might rob your ass. She might take the condom and try to put it in. She might, who knows what she gonna do.
What's frustrating is, like, people got to just stop, like, playing in certain games. Like, this ain't certain people. Like, people want to live this party lifestyle, bro. But why? Like, what's the purpose of drinking a lot and going to show your best clothes, to look your best? Like, you go to Peacock because you know the opposite sex gonna be there. Like, people be getting fucked up to go have fun and do some shit, right? Like, most people just do, like, but I feel like maybe we got these people that just go out and take pictures and stuff like that, or I don't know, flirt, do shit, do other type of shit. But my reason of saying this is, like, girls be fucked up, dudes be fucked up, they be teasing each other, all type of shit be going on. It's like, that's that environment, bro. Like, what do y'all expect is gonna happen when a bunch of drunk people, like, so say Trey Songz, or not, fuck that, not Trey Songz. Say a rich celebrity like Chris Brown or anybody else, bro. Women shooting a shot at him, he get fucked up. Like how the baby was kissing the women in the mouth. Like, obviously it looked crazy. But this man is the peak. Most women try him. He drunk. Obviously, you on a red carpet, so it's a different situation. But imagine you in your section. Imagine you at your house or your Airbnb. All these women on you. You getting drunk. You assuming they drunk. And it's like you let your guard down and you thinking, oh shit, let's have some fun. You're not thinking fucked up because you drunk. You thinking like, let's have sex. Let's do this. It's 3 bitches on me. Whatever. But these women drunk, they with you. It's like, what you think he gonna do? Same with like a woman that get flown out by a rich dude. What you think he want to do? You get drunk with him and all this shit. What you thought he just wanted to talk? It's just, I don't know, man. And then these dudes now these dudes look like they're in a bad situation, but it's like, I don't know, bro. In this day and age, it's scary, bro. It's scary, bro. It's scary. It seems like you can't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a life you know. I was gonna say, just hang out with people that got shit to lose too. Like if you're a celebrity, only party with celebrities. That's all I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of is party with people who got something to lose too. Because everybody there, I feel like, is a little cautious. But sometimes when you party with other celebrities, they invite the randoms. Oh yeah, or Tory and Meg. That shit like that happens.
Or supposedly Offset with he was around other people that's take off with my bad. They was around, the mob ties and shit like that. You would think he was around wealthy people, bro. Just end up around some hooligans.
But you see what happens? You're around this is what happens. You're around the wealthy people, but then some of the wealthy people bring in the people that don't got a lot to lose. And that's typically where the trouble happens. If it was just like Jay Prince Jr., Jazz Prince, Quavo would take off, and let's say Zero, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, whatever, that wouldn't happen because all them niggas got something to lose. But when you got niggas who are around these celebrities and they going back to the hood after this happens, they don't give a damn. They just pop, fuck it, I'm shooting. Bro. And then you get people that die. And that's what happens.
Only fun you can have is at the Jay-Z brunch, bro. It's the only thing you can go to, bro.
Rock Nation brunch. That's all you can do.
That's
Go to the Rock
that
Nation
bitch
brunch.
safe.
Go to the Rock Nation brunch. Go to the Clive Davis Grammys after party where you know everybody from the Grammys gonna be there. Every famous motherfucker you know. That's it. And then go home. And then like
Man, yeah,
Kevin
bro.
Hart, party with your friends, with your homeboys, the Plastic Cup boys, and then they wives, and take your motherfucking ass home. Like
bro.
I see Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey be going out to the Amalfi Coast in Italy. He be with Magic Johnson and his wife. LL Cool J, his wife. Just go hang out with the people who married. Go ahead and get married. Hang out with the married crowd.
A solo player life, or like you said, hang out with people you know solidified. And it's just like, bro, you just gotta vet. It's so many women in the world, bro. You're gonna be able to find women that you can chill with, and instead of just going out in the club with these drunk randoms, like, you just gotta be smarter, bro. You just gotta be smarter, man.
I was looking at something. Anyways, I don't know. Is this dead? What's this? What is some cap? I don't know what that means. Big got killed leaving an award show after party with all celebs. He got killed. We said at the party with people. He didn't get killed at the party with the celebs. He left and got killed. I didn't say you couldn't. We already said you could get. Bryce literally just said, I said, hey, go to the club. He said, you can get robbed after the club. So yeah, he got killed after. He wasn't at a party with P. Diddy, this person, that person, and they killed him in the party with all celebrities. He got killed when they left the party. When the elements are outside. Yeah, the elements outside will kill you. Yes. Not saying that won't happen.
Yeah, I move like the president, bro. People gonna be around you. They gotta be vetted. You gotta know that for sure. And
even like that, because niggas want to debunk shit. Well, back in the day, at this award show, they were shooting, but that's an anomaly. The more chances of you going out into the public with other people and killing you than being around a bunch of celebrities, the chances are a lot higher outside in the real world.
Yeah, it's a nasty. That's what make Hollywood so nasty in itself. You got a bunch of people wanting to see fame. You got a bunch of people just wanting to be around fame. You got famous people that live a very fast lifestyle. They don't really value regular people. They don't maybe not value opposite sex. You go to these parties, it be random women around these people, bro, and all type of shit. Like I'm just speaking of, like, I'm just imagining how it's so easy for years of like these different parties of women actually going to have sex or getting fucked over or getting high as hell, getting drunk as hell. And just because they're around famous people, some certain models and shit like that. And it's like some of them probably got raped and no one believed them because it's like it's a bunch of other women that's going out there and having sex and living up the lifestyle. It's such a nasty culture. Like it breeds so much just like filth from like people not being believed to people actually being molested. I mean, I guess that was a little part of the Me Too movement, but you gotta think, like, let's say the Bill Cosby shit was real. Like, it was some women that probably wanted to do that shit, then it was probably some women that didn't. And that just speaks to the culture of, like, think about it. A celebrity dude, oh, some bitches around, let's get drunk, let's get y'all fucked up. Where's the Cosby? What's the difference? What's the difference?
That's the thing too with the whole Me Too movement.
Fucked up.
It's always, and people look at this. Women, this could but it's like, in a certain way, they pacify certain women, right? And I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like with Harvey Weinstein, for instance. Like, yes, he's a Hollywood producer. He does what to do what to have sex with people. Using your power to have sex is bad, but like most people are gonna look at that like, oh, you didn't have to have sex with him for that role. So people are gonna look at it a little bit differently. Like they're gonna put some blame on a girl. That's not victim blame. People are gonna be like, well, you did fuck him for that role. Is he a piece of shit for using his leverage? Yes, but a lot of people are gonna feel it's bad for you. Now, like I said, with Bill Cosby, if you're talking about like getting drugged or you're getting anybody or just anybody where you got getting drugged, people look at that like, oh, you got drugged, you got raped. But like when it's like, oh, you want to be in Titanic 3, you gotta fuck me. Yeah, he's a pig piece of shit, but you got down and
but let's be real.
There's probably plenty, because you also got to think there's plenty of other women he probably offered it to that didn't do it. That's not even Titanic, bitch.
Fuck the offer. Women will be like, I'll fuck him for a role. I'll fuck him for a bag. We see women be like, let me be next R. Kelly, bitch. Like, we see women still don't give a fuck, and we see what they like, supposedly what he did. Like, and then we know a woman be like, bro, I don't give a fuck. He rich. I'll fuck him for a bag. I'd rather cry with a Birkin in a Bentley than in a Honda. So it's women to be like, wait, I got access to him. He could give me Hollywood role. Hell yeah,
That's the
fuck
thing too.
him.
That's a good point because people be like, "Oh, men say this." No, there's women that'll say, "Oh, he put that bitch in Titanic 3. Fuck it, I'll suck his dick too." People will say that. I feel like even I don't know. I want to put nothing on her. I feel like Sukiyana said something like that at some point, but I could be wrong. I maybe just throwing something on her name. I don't know if she said that, but she said something. I feel like she said something along those lines about somebody at one point, but I don't put that allegedly. I don't know if she said.
And then there's a situation with Mariah Carey. Supposedly she was in a limousine with a top dude, and everybody could see that they visually like did something sexual because her hair messed up, and they was assuming that she gave oral sex. And right after that, she shot off to the top. Did she get coerced into doing that, or was she fine with doing that? Because some people were saying that wasn't the only person she did it with. Saying with Kim Kardashian, her mama signed her up for the shit, and who knows if Kim, obviously she's a daughter, so she could be easily manipulated by her mom, but Kim Kardashian was willing to sleep her way to the top. And I'm not going to say it's the craziest thing in the world,
and then play victim, I guess, along the way.
To a degree, yeah, when you think about later on. But yeah, I mean, bro, that's something that's been done for historically. Like a woman marrying a top dude, I mean, technically, like she slept her way to the top. Like, I'm being funny, but I don't even know how disgusting it is. I'm just saying I know that leads to like a lot of the nastiness because it's like plenty of women where, yeah, I do that. So another dude, he might use that as some game.
I'm a producer. Let me break that down. That's you could treat. That's to say the women. Although, like I said, using your power, you could be looked at as a pig piece of shit. But all the women that willingly took those roles from Harvey made him feel like, oh shit, any bitch will take a thing. That's when he pressed the issue on other women, and then he did actually rape some other women. So, like I said, he's already been taken down for that. I don't know what his sentencing is going to be for that. But in those instant situations, people look at it like, no, I won't put this on. Say Gwyneth Paltrow, you sucked his dick to be in Titanic. It's like, you want me to feel bad for you? A lot of people won't feel bad for you. Yeah. But like I said, we'll feel bad for the girl who got drugged. We'll feel bad for the girl who got raped, but like said no to the role and then he just raped her anyway. Yeah, we'll feel bad for them. But a lot of people don't feel bad for people that did it because you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much that one. So I don't know. We got anything else?
I want to laugh. I want to laugh about Lovie Smith because people was like, "Oh, he got fired." Off of only being there for a year essentially. And I mean, what I think he'll have a winning record, but they were trying to make it seem like it was racist. But I really wanted to laugh because they lost the first overall pick, and I'm like, that's why they really fired him. It's like, bro, you had one job, but
even with that, it's like they lost the number one pick to Chicago, and you would assume, like, it could be wrong, but you would assume that Chicago's gonna stick with Kyle Fields, and they're probably gonna take Jalen Carter or Will Anderson from Alabama. You're going to assume that. So you still could get Bryce Young. Me, like I said, I don't watch college football, but just on pure size and skill, I would probably rather the Texans take the guy from Ohio State, the 6'3", 220 guy, CJ Stroud, instead of the 5'11", 180, fucking Bryce Young. He may be good. I don't know. But I'd rather them take the bigger, sturdier guy. Like I said, I don't know. I don't watch. They both was Heisman runner-ups or whatever the fuck. They both cold. I mean, I think Bryce Young won the Heisman, right? Or Max Williams won the Heisman.
He won it.
Who won this year? Caleb or Bryce? I think Caleb won it from USC. Won it this year. I think
Caleb won it. Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
I don't think it's racist. I do think I think it's like I think you can maybe be like maybe last year they only hired Lovie Smith because what was going around with that Brian Flores guy, right? When the whole Dolphins, oh no, let's hire black coaches. Oh, let's hire this black coach. Fuck it, Lovie Smith, you got the job. And then now they got an excuse. Oh, we sucked. Fire him. Like, bro, you knew he was gonna suck. Houston Texans. I'm trying to think in my head. We have no like name recognition player that I can think of. Who's our name recognition player that plays the Texans? Do we even have a Pro Bowler this year?
Brandon Cooks.
That's the only name recognition player we got, and it's like that. He don't got a quarterback, so what the fuck can he really do? We have no player that's like, maybe we got an offensive lineman like Laramie Tunsil.
Well, our running back is good.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He did good. Yeah, okay, but he's still not a household name. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not Josh Jacobs. He's not any of these people yet. He could be, possibly, maybe, potentially, but I don't know if it's racist. I think people just they fire a black guy, they get this guy. Like I said, go out there. They got the second.
Knowing the Texans is racist.
They got the second pick. They got the 12th pick. They could pick up some pieces to get them started. If I was in this, I'd do. You pick up Bryce Young. Say Bryce Young is the best quarterback. Cool. Pick up Bryce Young, and I would say maybe pick up a receiver if the receivers are good at 12. I don't know what the fuck else they need, and then suck again next year and get a top pick again, and probably get somebody on defense, get a DN. Like y'all got Jadeveon Clowney before, y'all got JJ Watt, y'all got Mario Edwards, and then get the defense better. So that's all I can offer as
I ain't gonna lie.
advice.
I'm kind of high on Bryce Young. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of high on Bryce Young. I think he like Russell Wilson in his prime, like when he was in his prime, but smarter, and like can do more in the pocket. Like I haven't seen enough from CJ Stroud, to be honest. Like Ohio State was a powerhouse, whatever, but that boy Bryce Young look different, and I know his size is gonna be a problem.
Well, we're gonna fuck around and pick Will Levis from Kentucky, the white boy from Kentucky, 6'4", 215 pounds.
He gonna be a bust while Bryce Young become the next up and coming dude.
Because I think it's either us or the Colts gonna get somebody. The Colts trying to come back in a major way.
Boy,
fucking around.
If they get Bryce Young and he go on to be the best, but it's so many quarterbacks. I feel like even with CJ Stroud, I probably had to look into some more film. We might be all right.
5 quarterbacks are supposed to go from what I see people projected. It's supposed to be Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis from Kentucky, Anthony something from Florida, and I forgot the other guy. So they say about 5 probably will go to the NFL draft next year. But we'll see. I mean, not no slouch. I think he he had 8,000 yards, 89 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions or some shit like that in the past 2 or 3 seasons or something like that. So
yeah, he probably decent. I honestly ain't watched him enough like I watched Bryce Young. But how you feel about Patrick Clark being able to produce $1 million bond?
Well, with that, it's like I don't know if you don't need to get $1 million. You can do 100,000, maybe. Like I said,
it's a lot of money, man.
I can be naive.
I can be
naive.
10%.
No, I'm talking as far as like, because I know everybody's conspiracy is, Jay Prince Jr. got him out. But like, who knows? Like maybe his grandma put a house up for collateral, or like I don't know how he got out. Another story was going around saying it was a mystery man or a mystery concerned citizen that got him out. Like I don't know.
That's a lot of fucking money.
I saw a Milagro post that he used the same bail bonds company that Jay Prince Jr. used a couple of years ago when he got out. But it's like, I mean, we're in Houston. How many bail bondsmen? Like, I don't know how many bail bondsmen are there. Is it a coincidence?
A fucking lot.
I mean, I'm saying, like, is it a coincidence? Or just like they use this bail bondsman? Like, maybe that's the one next to the courthouse. Maybe that's one got the best offers, the best deals. I don't fucking know. Like,
that's a lot of fucking money.
If Jay Prince did get him out, it's like, does that mean they're liable? You know what I'm saying? In people's mind, if Jay Prince Jr. got him out, does that mean he's complicit in Takeoff's death or something? Or is it just like, that was my guy, shit went left, and what he did, it was unfortunate, but it happened.
Now, if he got him out, that looks a little questionable. Especially if
so like let's put it reverse. Let's say D. Fran Daly blows up. I have a private party. I bring Quavo, Takeoff, yada yada yada. People get into altercation, people start shooting. You shoot back in response to people shooting. You shoot Quavo, Takeoff. Am I supposed to be like, oh, fuck Bryce? Because I think people are going to think I set them up? Or it's like, you my guy, so why the fuck would I get you out of prison? Because I know you didn't maliciously do it. I knew, because they said that their case is self-defense. And depending on what the video shows, if you get shot at, like I said, I don't know the Texas laws down to the T, but if you think you're getting shot at, could you shoot back if there's actually guns going off? I don't know. Because I don't think my thing is, I don't think that I'm about to kill Takeoff. I don't think that's how it went. I'm about to shoot Takeoff in the head. I don't think that's how it went.
I didn't know they was going for self-defense.
Yeah, his people going for self-defense.
Oh no, CJ Stroud nice. I'm looking at the stats. He nice as hell.
That's what I'm saying.
Over 70% completion.
What's the difference between them? Is just I think CJ Stroud got the bigger body, which probably do better in the NFL as far as whatever long term.
If he can keep up 71 completion rate or 66 completion rate, along with he had 44 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, and another year 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. If he can do that, he'll be a fucking star. Even if he could do 40 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, he'll be a fucking star. So yeah, I might be wrong on CJ Stroud, and I would agree with you. If they close as far as being accurate, knowing how to read the defense and shit like that, yeah, you take the size. Yeah. You take the size. how you feel about Mr. Doctor Strange, Mr. Cumberbatch family being tied to some big old slave money?
It's just a white. Like, I don't know. Like people are making a big deal about that. It's like he's a white guy. I would assume a lot of white people have like slave ties somewhere at some
But
point.
supposedly, I think it's still running.
Are they still doing slavery?
I don't know if it's the slavery, but let me go back. I gotta go look it up.
But even if that, what I feel about like his
I think
family, if
it's
his
still in
family's doing it, then
operation.
his family be a piece of shit. But like, is he like profiting from it? Is he like actively like a part of the plantation slave thing? But if he's just like, I'm just out here doing Doctor Strange movies.
I don't know if it's slaves right now. I don't know if he got slaves on. I just know he was like I know that the business is maybe still booming. Let me see. Newly appointed city commissioner in New York, Stacey Cumberbatch, told New York Times last week that grandfather owned ancestors on the 18th century sugar plantation in Barbados. They are related to the newspaper noted, if not by blood, then by geography and the complicated history of the slave trade. Let me see. I'm trying to see, does it get into such parental advice to cite uneasily with the notion of undoing past wrongs, the lies at the heart of transitional justice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's not him. It's just I'm reading. It's just his ancestors had a slave plantation, and I guess in the Caribbean they're like locating families that had slaves and but possibly putting reparation claims on them. As far as that goes, like I get how a family who had slaves could um a family who had slaves, how like okay now you probably benefited off that in your life going forward. But do I think that if you in the 1800s your family had slavery and you're now in the 2000s, should you have to pay that? No. Should the government? You know, you got to argue about the government. Should the people exactly from that lineage who never had slaves, even though they benefited from possible slavery, have to pay? I don't know how I feel about that.
See, only reason I feel a certain type of way is because I believe Cumberbatch has a brother that's also successful, but and now he has his sister is also a New York City commission. So them being highly successful in the ranks high in this society, I'm pretty sure it was built off the backs of slaves. Like from a connection, and this can be taking a leap, but the connections they may have had and things like that, it's not no coincidence. Not only he's in a place of power, but his sister and I believe other family members is as well. And I think that's a direct reflection because it didn't say they made okay, they made a fortune. So them making a fortune, I mean, I'm not saying I think they owe reparations directly out their pockets. It just depends on how much a fortune is. But them making a fortune directly led to their success. And then what is a fortune? What is a fortune? They should be, if anything, they gotta do 10 times what they said Kyrie had to do.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
How's that false news? What the fuck are you talking about?
I niggas want to troll you, man. That's how you delete that nigga comments. I said, damn, what he say to you?
He was like, "What a real podcast is at?" Man, get off my dick.
He wanted to do a podcast. What you do? You playing a game? Or you doing a thing?
I was doing a stream.
But anyway, I want to let's ain't not really else to really talk. I want to close it out with my experience at the Future concert. What I can say is Future is a good performer. Future, whatever Future does, is perform.
He was like that lady.
He's not a great dancer and all that type of shit, but he keep the crowd engaged. The smoke, the fire, the this, the that. It was all good. It was entertaining. I liked it. I thought Future did. I ain't been to a concert in so long. That was like the longest time. I went to the Lil Wayne concert like when I was like 12, and then the Future concert. So I can say that Future, great. Lil Durk, I didn't know Lil Durk was gonna be there. I thought it was gonna be Trippie Redd and Future. Lil Durk was great as well. So the one thing I can say is the way we critique music and things of that nature, I can see now how it is looked at as a lens of like just looking at the internet. Because if I tell you people in real life how they react to certain songs, like the reaction that a guy like, it's levels obviously. It's levels between a Future to ESTG. But like the reaction these people get when I'm looking at people and they know the words to all these songs that you could consider B-sides off, I'm like, oh, people really fuck with these people. Now, obviously, they're paying customers, so you would assume they fuck with these people. But the reaction in real life is a lot different. Yeah, the reaction
Well,
in
not
real
hundreds
life
of
is
thousands,
different
but
than like 10, 20,000 people, I believe, was probably
yeah.
there. The reaction in real life is insane. And then there was
This was
playing
D
little shit
Frame.
like, I want to, who's that? That's how it was though, for real.
Come on, Future. That was
But
D
nah, that
Frame.
I was singing on my street. I was singing on my shit though, and you don't really realize it. You think the music's so loud when you singing and you filming, you don't think it's gonna be picked up, but that shit picks up. When you was doing "Wait for You," I was fucking singing like a motherfucker. When they did "Love You Better," I was singing like a motherfucker. But concerts are fun, and I was sitting in a good ass spot too. Like there was I was like in the stands, right? But I was right there by the stage. You got the motherfuckers that's standing up. I ain't doing that standing up shit just because stage. Some of us in there standing up for like because it started at 7. Future didn't get on to like 11. Motherfucker standing there since 7 o'clock. I'm not staying out there fucking just to be by the stage. I'm gonna sit in my nice little seat. I'm right here by the stage. And then I was right by the stage side. So when Future came out, boy, I had to ask. I was right on the fucking. I'm not listening to dumbass niggas. Anyways, I was right there on the side. As you can see, like when I see Slim Thug, I can see up there goes Slim Thug. He about to go up. Oh shit, there go. When Future performing, pretty much everybody who performed, when Future performing, they all standing right there. So I see Maxo Cream, I see Doughboy, Lil Jeremy, Lil Durk, and Trippie
They
Redd.
performed or they were just there?
They performed, but like the big name performers like Trippie Redd, Trippie Man must have left and he was gone. Lil Durk must have performed and he dipped. They didn't watch Future perform. They wasn't sitting in the area where all the other celebrity motherfuckers were sitting at watching Future perform. Niggas had nosebleeds. I'm literally right on. I ain't gotta explain shit to a nigga.
Who gives a fuck?
But I'm not even that. Like I ain't gonna have niggas lying. We ain't gonna do niggas lying.
No. But even if you wasn't a nosebleed, who gives a fuck? Like nigga, you went to go have a good time in the recession during this inflation times. Come on now, man.
Yeah, I ain't listening to no nigga who I don't know. I'm always front row. I don't think Trell lives a good life. I know he went to Finland or some shit, but the life he portrays, I don't think he lives his life. He got a souped up 2012 Honda Elantra. Like, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
He too miserable.
Yeah. He's always got to tear people down. He's always got to troll. His life can't be that great, right? It can't be. It can't be. But anyways, back to what I was saying. It was a good time. I was gonna go to the Gucci Mane, Rick Ross, Jeezy concert. That's on February 4th, but I'm like, I'm gonna hold back. I ain't gonna go to that one. I was going to, but I'm good. And also, this myth that I hear, and you can say, well, it's Future, duh, that it's mostly white people that go to these concerts. There's a lot of black people there. Okay, now you try to. Okay, now you don't want to troll. You say, just be honest. Okay, nigga, here we go. All right, here we go. See one time. All righty, let's pull that up. Boom.
You telling me you falling out of love? Whoa.
Let's see if we can pull this up really quickly. Bro, Rockets tickets are $5. That's crazy. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. All right. Road 20. We don't have any. So let's just do this real quick. Let me show this real quick. So they don't have it. Anyways, so I'll pull this up. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna find exactly where this shit's at. I'm gonna find exactly where this shit's at. We're doing a brief intermission here. Brief intermission, ladies and gentlemen. Very brief. Let's see. Next 16, 12. They don't have it. Fuck it. Anyways. So I'll just show this, right? Let's go to number 6. So this is row 6. I was in row 1, right?
I can't see nothing.
I didn't pull it up yet. Share the screen. All right, share the screen right here. So this is where's that? Where's that? So this would be row 6, right? Right here. So this is row 6, right? If you're at a basketball game, this is row 6, 106, row 6. So I was right
I
here.
don't see it.
Oh, I ain't pulled it up yet? Okay. Anyways, here we go. So this is row 6, right? And this is adjacent to the basketball. Like, here's a basketball right here. I was sitting right here, right? Row 1, seat 1. The concert was like right here. This is literally like on the floor. So if you look at this picture right here, this bottom part, these chairs right here, this is where the niggas was standing at, and the stage would be right here. I was sitting right here. I
What are people standing at?
Where these chairs would be. So these chairs, like, this is courtside.
Oh, so they were just standing for right there.
They're just standing. Like, general admission standing in the stage would be where this guy right here standing up. That's like where the stage would start, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting right here. So when Future's walking his ass right here, I'm sitting right here. So, you know, I got time for bullshit. Exactly. Look, now, nigga. Oh, well, that's cute. Fuck you. Anyways, Big Scar Gucci, I don't really give a fuck about that. Stupid shit, family, clout chasing shit, all that type of shit. That's all. That's all it is. Clout chase. Gucci didn't pay 10K. Or he didn't pay for shit. Oh, he paid 10K. Fuck that 10K. That 10K don't mean shit. The casket cost 15K. Well, motherfucker, give my money back. That's all we gotta say about that. Give my money back.
Nigga, get a cheaper casket.
Now, Gucci asking for the chains back. I don't know about that. I don't know a nigga asking for chains back, but like if that's a part of his, I don't know, deal, he gonna get chains to a new 1017 artist. I don't know. And also, it's like for the family, not even the family, because the daddy came out and he said, you know, appreciate Gucci for what he did, yada yada yada. But the sister, take like Gucci is like in some way, you know, liable to give your brother money. Like, your brother didn't die from riding around with Gucci, and Gucci had enemies, and then he got killed in crossfire. Your brother died over an overdose, right? Like something that happened to him. Now, maybe he didn't know the pills had.
I did not know that.
Maybe that's the story is. I mean, that's what I saw a bunch of people posting. He overdosed. So, like maybe your brother thought he was taking a regular whatever, and it just having that fentanyl in it. Like we're seeing it happen a lot. But like, that don't obligate me to pay for shit. Like from your personal decisions, just because you signed to me.
You can be grateful and ask for more, but don't get on online bitching
and shit on it, and act like I didn't do shit. And then when I show you I did 10,000, act like that 10,000 ain't shit, because motherfucker, like I said, you send my 10,000 back. He gave 10,000. Atlanta gave 10,000, and then his dad said, "I cover the rest." Y'all say you have life insurance. His sister literally said he did have life insurance. Motherfucker, he had life insurance. Okay, pay for it with the fucking life insurance. I'm sure he had some kind of money being a rapper. Like he had some kind of liquid assets.
Trying to take advantage.
But they just want to keep. They want to keep all the money for themselves. That's what it is. So that pretty much sums up the Big Scar Gucci conversation.
Yeah, that shit goofy as hell. Like, nigga, we got money to bury him. He was gonna get done there regardless. But it's like,
so why you bitching?
It ain't got shit to do with Gucci if he died of an overdose.
Yeah.
Like, at the kindness is hard. He could pay some money back or give some money to you. But I mean, like I said, kindness of his heart, and he gave 10K. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
And then I think I heard you say, like, do we? Oh, no. I think I seen a woman on Twitter. She was like, do we even know at this point, did he ask for the chains back? Just like y'all lied about the money. And
I mean, they didn't show, like, wherever he said that, y'all haven't shown any text message or any, like, thing that would allude to that being the case.
They filmed a music. You dead ass?
Yeah, they filmed a music video at the funeral. His brother did, with the 1017 chains on.
After he said he wouldn't. That's so trifling. That's so trifling, bro.
Hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, man.
That's so trash, bro.
With the chain, with the Gucci Man chains on, I would love to hear the song. I pray to God it don't got a Gucci Man diss in the song. Because that's just corny. That's super like clout chasing shit.
It's just for clout. It's just for, oh, my brother died. Let's use my brother's death along with Gucci Man to boost me up. That's sad, bro. I mean, we live in a thirsty world, bro. A very thirsty world.
Yep. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. Make sure you subscribe already. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all that good shit. Absolute Sure Podcast. Check it out over there as well. Subscribe to D-Fran Daily. Subscribe to Bryce Channel, Emmer Game on Reaction. We'll be back next week with, I'm sure, a lot more shit to talk about, a lot more things to get into. I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy D-Fran.
Free that boy Andrew Tate. It's your boy B. Neal.
Hold on, we don't know yet. We might need to keep him in there for all we know. Anyways, we out.